Welcome. This is Sherry Bowers with Connected Spirit, Connected Biz Summer Giveaway. And today I've got the pleasure of having Andrea Hylen with me today to chat a little bit about the wonderful work she does with her program, the Incubator. So for those that don't know you, and I've had the opportunity to get to know you quite a bit over this past year, which is really exciting. Tell everybody kind of how you got started in your work and what that is.
So, I'm going to highlight that as much as people know me as a writer and that I do writing, I'm going to just highlight that I feel like there's so much power in creativity. And so that is goes back to childhood, a love of writing, a love of dancing, music. Oh my gosh, I love music so much and so many different kinds of music. And um, and so fast forward to when I started to really do this as a profession was after the death of my husband in 2005. And really, I, it's funny. It's like I've talked about this so much, but there's just a part of me that's kind of pausing to like tune in to the depth of when this really started. And I had three what I would call really significant.
Traumatic,
Yeah.
traumatic events.
Yeah, like deaths that really defined the way that I look at the world. When I was 4 years old, I had a brother who died of SIDS. And, think about a 4-year-old being involved with the care of a little baby brother who's like a doll. And then all of a sudden he's not there. So, and no one
Mhm.
really knew how to talk about grief. And no one really thought to talk about it to a 4-year-old child.
Right.
That was the time period. And then I had a son who was born in 1991. He was born with a congenital heart defect, survived two open heart surgeries, and then died of a fourth stage neuroblastoma cancer at 19 months. And so that was the second kind of really significant moment of how do I grieve? So I
Yeah.
tried to figure out how to grieve the loss. Also, 2 weeks after my son died, I gave birth to my fourth child. So I was
Wow.
8 months pregnant when he died and had this experience of feeling joy and grief at the same time, like what we're capable of as human beings. And then in 2005, my husband died from cancer after 10 months. And so that was like the trifecta,
Yeah.
the brother, the son, the husband. And so it brought me into exploring grief in a way that, what is trauma, loss, and grief? And I started to talk with people. I was reading more books. I was trying to navigate it because the first two deaths, I didn't feel like I really grieved well, if that sound.
Yeah.
I kind of thought with my son that there must be a point where you stop grieving. And what I know is that you never grieve, you never stop. It's just that you learn to live life in a different way. And
Hmm.
what I found was that I started talking with people about grief, and I started hearing about women who had become debilitated by the grief emotionally. And I thought, why is it that some people decide I'm alive, I'm going to live for all of the like I was living the life of four people instead of myself,
Right.
and what happens? And what I discovered in that, not why does it happen necessarily, but that our power gets tied up. Our personal power gets tied up in an old story. And so
Yeah.
first I started Heal My Voice, which I didn't realize it at the time. I needed to heal my voice. I wanted to help people, but I
Hmm.
created a 9-month program and started working with women in small communities of like 20 people at a time, where they would work for like 5 months on writing a story about something that had happened in their life. reclaim the power that was in that story, things they had learned by going through that experience. And then speaking on the radio, we did Blog Talk Radio in those days.
Oh yeah. I
Yep.
remember that.
Mhm. And then stepping into greater leadership. How did they want to use that personal power? Was it at the dinner table? Was it in their business, community, or the world? So that, and I'll just say that I did that for about 10 years, and then it evolved into what I do now, which is the incubator, an online co-working space for women creatives where women work on creativity projects that could involve writing or speaking, developing programs, or any other kind of creative self-expression that is about developing themselves in some way. Yeah.
And there's so much power in that, like people, I think, especially if they don't, if they're not surrounded by that support, you don't realize how important creativity is. It's just fabulous. So with this, is there a main group or demographic that you tend to work with? Obviously, it's women, but
Sure.
is it
Well,
fit anybody?
it's primarily I work with women in small groups, and I do have a Facebook page now on Facebook page that is a public group for women and men that anyone can come to, where I share some creativity tips and things. But really my annual program of the incubator is for women. Primarily, I've worked with entrepreneurial women.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also found lately that there are women who uh, are either beginning a career or women who so they're in kind of a transition into a new career, or they are women who have completed raising children, or they retired from a job or something, who really feel like there's something they want to express,
Yeah.
which sometimes they'll come because they have a book they want to write. And it will transform during the incubator this love of photography and going out and taking photos and entering a photo in a contest, like it just
Right.
it's like the creativity evolves to where it wants to go. So I know that, there's this thing about your business being a target market. I would say my target, there have been women ages 25 to 85 in the incubator. And because it is, but there's something that they're interested in around creative self-expression. So that's probably the definition. If someone's like, no, I don't have any interest in being in a group where people are, talking about creativity or doing creative projects, then it's probably not the group
Right.
for them,
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's wonderful, because any age can benefit from that or experience that and reap the benefits.
Mhm.
Very cool. So tell us a little bit more about the incubator itself. I know you had said it's like a 9-month program, and that's like your main service
It
at
is
this
it is
point.
my main service, but actually it's more of how many months is it now? It's 5 months.
Okay.
So when I did the Heal My Voice program, I did more. I did a longer process with
Oh,
everyone.
that's what I
Yeah,
picked
but
that
it
up.
runs from October to February every year, October 1st through the end of February. And right now it's June when we're recording this, and I had a handful of women who were in the last incubator who have projects that are really ready to move forward. So I gave a few bonus coaching for signing up early. And so there's already, I think I was saying 7, but I just realized there's eight women who've already signed up for that. And I topped the program at 30. So just as an FYI for anyone. But here's what I do. First of all, I call it a co-working space. And if
Hmm.
you've ever seen a brick and mortar building that is a co-working space, people rent, they pay a fee to be able to go to the co-working space and work on something. And they might sit in a cubicle, they might rent the space that's more of an office where you gather with some people. They might hang out at where you can get coffee and tea or talk with people. And that's how I see it as this virtual space, is that you decide if you want to be in your cubicle or if you want to come out and hang out with people. So there's a secret Facebook group that's open 24/7. There's a weekly office hours where anyone can drop by and talk about the project they're working on or talk about selling their house or their vacation they would just went on or whatever. So
Right.
it's just an open space where people come and share things. Every year I choose a topic that I write about for 100 days and I put it in to the space for inspiration. And some people read it every day, some people never read it. Last year, I did flip the script and picked different topics like work. How do we change our views around these things? This year, the topic is up-leveling archetypes, rewriting the stories of women and men. And so those prompts sometimes become the topic for the office hours because it gets stirred up with the narrative I've written or the questions
Hmm.
I'm asking for people to explore, and all that. We have a community call every month so that women can get to know each other a little bit. They're invited to post in the secret Facebook group. And creativity, you never know what's going to be needed in the group. And so I do individual coaching with each person. And then from that coaching, sometimes a topic will emerge. And
Hmm.
last time there was a lot about blogging. So I had different people in the group where we just got together and had a conversation about them using Medium or Substack or a blog on their website so that I really tap into what people are doing in the group. Someone had just published a book,
Hmm.
did 2 calls where she talked about the process of choosing the hybrid publisher that she chose, pieces that she needed to prepare, how she was promoting her book. Yeah, so I'm always tapping into that, and I think that's everything. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I'm always open to. Sometimes I've done creativity labs where people just come and workshop a project
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
doing too. So it is a creative space. It is co-working, and there are no assignments. So if you are writing a book or you are developing a program, that's the focus. It's not all the distractions. And
Right.
you want to come out and have coffee or tea with someone, there's places to do that. If not, I'm going to coach you and we're going to keep looking at how to help you complete your project, you know. Yeah.
And that's so unique as far as programs go, because most of us think of like, I'm going to buy this program and it's going to be, this structured thing that then becomes a should or I have to, and there's, and often it's pushed, so you're trying to keep up, and this seems a lot like it would be a lot more organic, comfortable,
Mhm.
equally productive, if not more, because you're not stressed out about quite as stressed out in the same way. So
Well, I think the
very, very
thing
cool.
that probably the primary reason that I started it was I recognized that there are lots of programs about the productivity and the steps and I've published 14 books, so I know how to get stuff done. Like I know how to do the
Mm-hmm.
process. Well, the piece that I feel is missing is that sometimes in the middle of writing your book, you decide that you're going to sell your house and move to another country. And the coaching actually becomes around what you are going through because you are actually growing in to another part of yourself as
Yeah.
part of the creativity. And you don't know what hurdles or challenges you've set up for yourself to explore. And so, someone will come and they'll be like, I know I'm writing a book, but I need to talk about it's like, we're going to talk about what's going on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes the support that you didn't even know you were going to need
Right.
when you entered into the
Right.
space. Yes. So lots of mystery, lots of surprises. And I love to just be creative with everyone and say, oh, you need a quiet place to write? Let's do silent writing every morning for the whole incubator. It's like I did that the last time because there were people who really wanted that. So I showed up
Mm-hmm.
6 a.m. Pacific time and wrote for an hour. And anyone who wanted to come join me, they would come join me, including on Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
I was there writing.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about the gift that you've got that you're offering because it's pretty cool.
So I mentioned to everyone that I have a free Facebook group. It is called The Incubator, a free creativity community that is open for anyone. Women and men are welcome into that space. So I've been giving a long creativity tip every month. And so I took some of the things that I've created and I put it into a creativity tips that is 17 pages long. And so there are actually 6 tips in there, but realize it's 17 pages long. So there's a lot
Right.
of description and a lot of ideas for really supporting your creative process. So creativity tips. Yeah, that's what I've,
Awesome.
yeah.
Eh, and it's, we just don't give it enough, I think. Most people don't give that enough time and attention. And it could be so much fun. And in my own life where my whole family is, we've got we're not happy unless we're creating something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Whether it's a moving mess or a like we're doing
Uh-huh.
now,
Yeah.
or but just the brainstorming and the ideas and like you say, the tips to help get those juices flowing is just so fun. Um, so
Yeah.
anybody that's watching, the link to get Andrea's gift will be below the video. You definitely want to do that because guaranteed there's something you're working on that could be made more fun.
Yeah. And if you don't want to be on Facebook, because I understand some people don't want to be on Facebook, there's also a link that's included there where you can sign up for once a month. I send 7 of these narratives with prompts around a topic. Last month, the topic was inspired. Um,
Hmm.
this coming month, it's worthy and valuable. And there's also a space for silent writing if you ever feel like getting on Zoom and being in a community. So you sign up there. That's in the free gift also, that access. So you don't have to come to Facebook if you don't want to. And if you do,
Nice.
see you there. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us and letting us hear about your story and what you do and the incubator and all of that good stuff. It was really a pleasure and I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Sherry. And I love working with you. For anyone who is, check out what Sherry's because she's fabulous, fabulous to work with. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And most importantly, if you're watching the video, go get her gift. And with that, we will see you on the next one. Have a
Okay.
great day. Bye.
Hi, thank you.